Hey, this is Morgan Page, and you're listening to Release with DJ Reelax.
The number you have reached has been disconnected. The new number is...
The phone booth.
All right, here we go. On the show, it's a great pleasure to welcome US producer and DJ who shot to worldwide fame with his Grammy-nominated massive global hit, The Longest Road, and now his family put his stamp on 2011 with his releases. I'm talking about Morgan Page. Welcome to the phone booth. How are you, Morgan?
Doing great. How's it going?
Yeah, good, man. Good to have you in here. It's certainly a big year, 2012, or the end of 2012 for you, it seems. As you said, Longest Road was a smash everywhere you looked for you, and I believe you'd still be feeling the effects of that. But now you're back. In the Air has been a massive hit with a massive collaboration as well. You've got Sultan, Ned Shepherd, BT, and the wonderful Angela McCluskey on the vocals too. Let's start with that one. Yeah, go on. Tell us, how did that mighty collaboration come through? And I believe Angela is forming the voice of Telepop Music. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, she's one of their main vocalists.
And so, how did the rest of you guys get together? I mean, that's a fair few heads in the studio. Even though I don't believe it'd all be at the one time in this day and age.
I think it's the maximum people you can fit in one single line.
Yeah. And there's some big names there. It's a mighty collaboration. It seems to have done some work for you too. I mean, how do you go with that many people and then getting the ideas out? How do you give everyone a little bit of a section to work on, or take us through the motion of that?
Well, it started with BT and Sultan and Ned Shepherd came up with this instrumental. And that's what you hear with like the kettle drums and the timpani sounds and this dulcimer, a lot of exotic instruments. And so they created an instrumental bed, and they had played that for me while I was on tour. And I went to their studio briefly, and I said, well, what are you guys doing with this? Like, we need to get a vocal on this immediately. So I thought of Angela McCluskey, who was the first vocalist that popped into my mind. And I played it for her. She was really excited. She came over to my place. We wrote the lyrics together. It's mainly her doing the lyrics, but I go in and kind of cut it up, move everything around, make suggestions, get the best takes I can from her. And it's like I did a new chord progression around it, a new beat, and so everybody played a pretty important role in this, and it's just a lot of different heads coming together for one song.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the results speak for themselves. I think the common theme, I believe, some of your productions, or most of your production, really, is melody is a key aspect. I imagine that's sort of where you find your strength, and particularly in this case too, right? Yeah, melody's huge. And, I used to play more underground stuff, and I'm just so bored with that, like, one-note bass line kind of music. So, it works for certain clubs and things, but I like stuff to have a little more of an emotional impact. Absolutely. Now, moving on from that, I mean, In the Air, as you said, it's been a great success, and now you've just released the next single, which is off your forthcoming album, which is dropping this year too. What's the title of the album? It's also called In the Air. I got very creative with the album title. So off the album In the Air, we've got the next single, Bodywork, featuring the great duo, the sisters Tegan and Sarah. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I mean, I was excited about In the Air, but even more excited about Bodywork because they're just rock stars. And I created this instrumental, and I really... instrumentals, you never know where they'll head, where they'll end up, like how they'll be used. I usually scrap the whole instrumental after I record the vocal and rebuild everything. But with Bodywork, I really stuck with that original sound. If you listen to the album mix is very different from the club mix. So I'm really proud of both, and they're very different from each other. So the album mix is a little more pop radio, a little more indie at the same time. And the club mix is a little more for peak time club moment. So yeah, absolutely. I'm just really excited about this one, and just has that kind of 80s nostalgia vibe to it. Yeah, it is great. It cuts through straight away. I mean, as you said, the girls are just absolute rock stars in their own right. And to see them crossing over again into the electronic world is fantastic. And you've got some big remixes happening too. Lazy Rich and Richard Dinsdale on there too, which the guys absolutely deliver on those remixes for the clubs. So that's the next single, Bodywork, Tegan and Sarah. The album's coming up as well, In the Air we're talking about. We are talking in the phone booth to US producer Morgan Page right now. He's also, we can say, got an upcoming Australian tour. We've found out too. You've got some dates forming, so that's pretty exciting too, to get you back down here. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm ready to roll. It's been a few years, so very excited to come back. So that's in the upcoming months, so we'll keep you posted where and when the man is going to be touring around the country, and check your gig guys to find exactly where. So looking forward for the year 2012. It seems, well, the album is the focus for you, and touring, I guess, is inevitable off the back of that.
Yeah, the album will be out. Very excited about Bodyworks to be spreading out there to the masses, and also the next single, Where Did You Go? So with Jonathan Mendelsohn, very excited about that song.
All right, we'll be sure we'll hear that. I mean, I've got to ask you too, I guess, when we talk about electronic dance music, and I believe it's certainly in your country and in your DJ world crossing over, the most hated name in many scenes, dubstep we're talking about. I believe you've been quoted as saying sometimes playing at the right moment you might play some dubstep. It seems even this year, I mean, you're a Grammy nominated twice now, but it seems dubstep's made it into the Grammy nominations, with Reelax getting a nomination to the upcoming Grammys. We wish you well again for 2011. I mean, how are you seeing that? America is just absolutely eating up electronic music, but dubstep particularly at the moment. How's your take on it now?
I didn't think it would penetrate this deeply, but it is huge, especially with younger kids.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'll play electro house, like I'll play Mord Mustang, and people think I'm playing dubstep. And I'm like, it's not really dubstep. It has a wobble to it, but it's not dubstep.
I think we're calling it, I don't know if it's made its way over there, but it could have been finding the name Bro Step. Have you heard that thrown around? Bro Step?
Yeah. Well, then that's the core of, I think, why it's really taken off is people think it's like effeminate to listen to house music, so they feel like they can just headbang to bro step, and then it's cool, it's masculine.
Absolutely, yeah, but it is absolutely everywhere, right? Like it's sort of penetrating on so many levels. So it's an interesting journey to watch. But I did find it interesting saying at the right time you'll even drop one yourself.
Yeah, it depends. I've never played a 140 BPM dubstep track. I've played like Kazette, those guys out of Sweden that are amazing.
Yeah.
They do, a little bit like a dubstep breakdown or something, but it'll be at 128. So yeah, I've still technically never dropped a dubstep track, but I love what those guys do. And there is a dubstep remix of Bodywork coming out by this new producer, Revolver. So that will be out, and that's really good. So.
Excellent. All right. So, you can no longer ignore it anymore. It's got to be incorporated in one way or the other. So, we're looking forward to that. We are talking, as I said, Morgan Page in the phone booth on Release right now. Mate, thanks for stopping. We look forward to, as you said, you coming down, and we'll hopefully get you back in for another chat in the country, in person. But before we go, man, we always like to ask, is there a track we can get you to play on the show for us? Yeah, well, let's play Bodywork. Absolutely. All right, here it is, the next single from the man himself and the amazing vocals from Tegan and Sarah. It is Bodywork by Morgan Page right here on Release.
Still wanna see you tonight. Will you be around?
For more, head to djrelax.com.